Welcome back to AM Northwest. Anxiety is a top mental health issue, with an estimated 1/3 of adults experiencing worry, stress, and nervousness about their lives. Here with help, we welcome the author of The Art of Extraordinary Confidence, clinical psychologist Aziz Gazipura. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So let's talk about this, because I understand that you have suffered from anxiety.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
Yeah, so the reason I'm so passionate about helping people with anxiety, and I've made it my life's work to help eradicate social anxiety and instill confidence, is because I struggled with social anxiety for almost 10 years, where it impacted me. I was unable to, doing something like this, totally out of the question, let alone approaching a stranger and having a conversation, or approaching someone I was attracted to. My life was very restricted.
So how did you learn to overcome it?
Well, I'd like to say that there was some inspiration I had. It was just desperation.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to figure this out. So I went where almost everyone goes today to solve a problem, the internet.
Right.
And I started poking around and finding that there were solutions, that you can do gradual exposure. You can change the way you think. You can challenge that critic in your head that says, you can't do it, people won't like you. And so I step by step did that, and noticed that I could transform my own confidence.
Do you think that more people are suffering from anxiety right now?
Yeah, well, I think anxiety is a huge issue in general in the United States. It's the biggest mental health issue of all the mental health, and it's about 1/3 of the population is experiencing anxiety in some level, and it's even higher now because of the current political climate, all the uncertainty. People are stressed
out. There's just a level of anxiety in general since the election.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of there was a lot of uncertainty after the election, and unfortunately that hasn't calmed down. There's still a lot of uncertainty about the future. A lot of people are anxious about the future of the country, and so there's that anxiety, and then that bleeds into social anxiety and anxiety at work and anxiety in our relationships.
So what do you suggest people do?
Yeah, well, so the first thing we want to do is anxiety creates the fight or flight response. There's the flight, and we want to hide, we want to get away, and we want to become empowered. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to start to choose our focus more consciously, because what we focus on, we feel. And if we focus on a future that's scary and terrible, we're going to feel anxious. So we want to get control of that focus.
So focus on something positive going on in your life. Is that what you're saying?
Focus on now and what you can control.
Okay.
I think that's extremely important.
Yeah, because we can't control the politics.
Yeah, it's out of our control, and we observe it passively, and then we get more and more anxious.
Right.
And we want to bring it into our lives. What can I control? What actions can I take in my own life and in my community, and feel a sense of power and growth and contribution as I do that?
And should you take action?
Absolutely. I think action is the antidote to anxiety, and confidence, which is something I've been studying for years, is a byproduct of taking action. And so we can take action in our own lives, in our work, finding your edge. What action can I take to grow in my career, in my relationships, in my social life? And then taking action to support the causes in your community and the world that you believe in, too.
You say to use media strategically.
Yes. In this day and age, we check our cell phones, I don't know the current stats, 80, 100 times a day. And when we open our phone, we're opening social media, we're flicking left and seeing news stories all day long.
Yeah.
And
I'm so guilty of that. I can't even begin to tell you.
We all are.
Yeah.
If I were to ask people here, raise your hand if you check your phone first thing in the morning, right before you get out of bed, before you go to the bathroom. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And what if we're getting bombarded from the second we wake up? So we want to be strategic. We want to decide, okay, I'm going to check it here and here, once a day, twice a day, so we're not bombarding ourselves with that.
And should you believe in yourself?
Well, I don't know who would say no to that question.
Right.
It's such a good, yes, absolutely. And the way that we believe in ourselves, whether it's anxiety about politics or about your own future, is to realize in the core, I can handle whatever happens. And when we really get that, I can handle whatever happens, that melts so much fear and anxiety away.
And that builds up your self-confidence. And find humor. Because John was great about talking about how he handles his anxiety.
Yeah, absolutely. Humor is another antidote to anxiety. Being able to poke fun at even the absurdity of the political climate, because it can get so serious and we're so scared. But if we can just find something that makes us laugh about the silliness, the ridiculousness of it, it changes our energy and helps us be a lot more resourceful.
You say trust in something greater.
Yeah, well that's true for everything, because so much is outside of our control.
Right.
And we as humans want a sense of certainty, but there is no certainty, and so we need to trust in something greater. And that could be humanity, that could be in life unfolding, or that could be in God or whatever your spiritual beliefs are.
Right.
But we want to build those. I consider those a muscle that we want to practice. We want to build them on a daily or weekly basis, because the stronger that is, the stronger we can have faith and certainty in something greater than ourselves, the more confident we can be, and the more we can do what we want in our lives.
Right. Well, you seem like you've got the confidence, no anxiety there.
Yeah.
We wanted to tell folks that you were going to give a copy of your book to our audience. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So everyone in our audience is going to get a copy of the book, The Art of Extraordinary Confidence. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.